गोसाई की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, युगधर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatho Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, chapter 6, text 26. Dharmartha kama itiyo vihitas trivarga ikshatrai nayadamo vividha cha varta manya tadetad akhilam nigamasya satyam स्वात्मार्पणं स्वसुहृद परमस्य पुंसः धर्मार्थ काम इति यो विहितस्त्रिवर्ग ईक्षात्रैर्नयदमो विविधा च वार्ता मन्ये तदेतदखिलं निगमस्य सत्यम् स्वात्मार्पणं स्वसुहृद परमस्य पुंसः धर्मार्थ काम इति यो विहितस्त्रिवर्ग ईक्षात्रैर्नयदमो विविधा च वार्ता मन्ये तदेतदखिलं निगमस्य सत्यम् स्वात्मार्पणं स्वसुहृद परमस्य पुंसः. Yes, recite. Mataji, is anyone wants to recite? Okay, one more Prabhu can recite. Dharmartha kama iti yo vihitat. What word meaning? Dharma, religion. Artha, economic development. Kamaha, regulated sense gratification. Iti, thus, yaha, which, abhihitaha, prescribed, trivargaha, the group of three, iksha, self-realization, trai, the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies, naya, logic, dhammo, and the science of law and order, vividha, varieties of, cha, also, varta, occupational duties, or one's livelihood, manye, I consider, tat, them, etat, these, akhilam, all, nigamasya, of the Vedas, satyam, truth, swa atma arpanam, the full surrendering of oneself, swa suhrada, onto the Supreme Friend, paramasya, the ultimate, pumsaha, personality. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Religion, economic development, and sense gratification. These are described in the Vedas as three varga, or three ways to salvation. Within these three categories are education and self-realization. Ritualistic ceremonies performed according to Vedic injunction, logic, the science of law and order, and the various means of earning one's livelihood. These are the external subject matters of study in the Vedas, and therefore I consider them material. However, I consider surrender to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu to be transcendental. Purport. These instructions of Prahlad Maharaj stress the transcendental position of devotional service, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Mam chayo vyavicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. One who fully engages in devotional service of the Lord is immediately raised to the transcendental position, which is the Brahma Bhuta stage. Any education or activity not on Brahma Bhuta platform, the platform of self-realization, is considered to be material. And Prahlad Maharaj says that anything material cannot be the absolute truth, for the absolute truth is on the spiritual platform. This is also confirmed by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, where he says, Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. The Vedas mainly deal with the subject of three modes of material nature. Rise above these modes, O Arjun. Be transcendental to all of them. To act on the material platform, even if one's activities are sanctioned by the Vedas, is not the ultimate goal of life. The ultimate goal of life is to stay on the spiritual platform, fully surrendered to Parama Purusha, the Supreme Person. This is the object of human mission. In summary, the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies and injunctions are not to be discounted. They are means of being promoted to the spiritual platform. But if one does not come to the spiritual platform, the Vedic ceremonies are simply waste of time. This confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharmasvanushtita pumsah vishwaksena kathasuyah notpadayet na utpadayet yadiratim shramaivahi kevalam. Duties executed by men, regardless of occupation, are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the Supreme Lord. If one very strictly performs the various duties of religion but does not ultimately come to the platform of surrendering to the Supreme Lord, his methods of attaining salvation or elevation are simply a waste of time and energy. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guraha Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद प्रिय अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम् Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. So very happy to be here. And there is a nice shloka today to discuss. So it's 8:45. We'll speak. We'll have session till 10. And before you all keep seeing the time, I thought I'll tell the time before itself. Prahlad Maharaj in the shloka is very clear that we might be doing a number of activities. But then if those activities are not helping us to develop attraction towards Krishna, all those activities are waste. Such statements you can find only in Bhagavatam. Heavy statements. There are people who are investing so much of time, energy, money, and everything to do various yagyas and karma kandik rituals. But here Bhagavatam is saying that if you're not developing any attraction towards Krishna, it's waste of time. There are many people who are doing various jnana activities. They're doing various sattva guna activities. And their goal is to get moksha. And it's not easy. Obviously, in Iskcon, we condemn moksha a lot. But then, on a serious note, if you want to understand how easy it is to get moksha, oh, very, very difficult. It's not easy to get moksha. But people are trying hard, lifetime after lifetime, because you cannot attain success in Jnana Marga in one life. You cannot. So, lifetime after lifetime, wherever they live, they continue from there. And they keep doing that, lifetime after lifetime. But still, it is said that if you cannot develop attraction towards Krishna, all those activities are waste. And what about the Ashtanga yogis? Oh, these Ashtanga yogis, they struggle so much. They keep pressing their nose. They go upside down. They keep doing so many different asanas and so many different yogic processes. But then, if that does not lead to attraction towards Krishna, it's all waste, this Bhagavatam shloka says. And similarly, all of us, when we are doing various activities of devotional service, the goal is we need to develop attraction towards Krishna. It's very clear in Srimad Bhagavatam. There are 9 angas of bhakti, starting with Shravan Kirtan till Atma Nivedan. So now when it comes to Shravan Kirtan, we need to understand that this is primary angas of bhakti, Shravan Kirtan. And anyone who is able to do Shravan properly and is able to repeat that, sing the glories of the Lord, oh, they are the ones who are going to develop attraction towards the Lord. Because the most easiest way to develop attraction to the Lord, as given by our Acharya, is Shravanam and Kirtanam. So we hear about the Lord and Lord's teachings. Our heart gets cleansed and we develop attraction towards the Lord. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada, the genius, yesterday was Prabhupada's disappearance day, and I'm sure all the devotees might have expressed their gratitude to Prabhupada, heard some glories of Prabhupada. He's such a genius. He gave us those angas of bhakti which are anukul to developing raga towards the Lord, attraction towards the Lord. And specifically, he kept a big slot for Bhagavatam class. 2 hours for chanting Hare Krishna and 1 hour of Bhagavatam class during Prabhupada's time. Yes. Now, there's a very important thing to note. Prabhupada had 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening. 1 hour Bhagavatam class in the morning, 1 hour Bhagavad Gita class in the evening. So morning about Krishna and evening by Krishna. So both were covered. That's the glory of this genius personality. And all those personalities, all those disciples of Prabhupada who took this process very seriously, Prabhupada himself gave a certificate, oh, so and so devotee is actually on the Bhava stage. So many times Prabhupada has made this statement for so many different disciples. And sometimes when disciples have left their bodies before Prabhupada, Prabhupada has made this statement. They have gone to Vaikuntha. They have gone back home, back to Godhead. Because they were following the process given by Prabhupada. Yes. Therefore, if we really want to develop attraction towards the Lord, so this is the process. This entire month is full of festivals. Kartik month is full of festivals. One after another after another. So festival is not just about hanging around wearing colorful clothes. Yes. Festival is not about just eating feast and just lying down on the bed, not able to get up. Festival is meant to hear about the Lord, meditate on the various aspects of the Lordships, and go deeper in one's own Krishna consciousness so that we can develop attraction towards them. If you're not developing attraction towards the Lord and just doing something, I must say this on the basis of this Bhagavatam shloka, that actually all those activities can also be considered as a waste of time. It's pretty heavy, you see. Yes. Therefore, more we hear about devotees from Bhagavatam and devotees, the associates of Lord Sri Krishna in Vrindavan, we realize wo kahan wo log aur kahan hum log. We realize what love they have for Krishna. And what about us? We have no love for Krishna. Or maybe tinge of affection we might have, but no love for Krishna. The more we hear about Brajavasis, more we will see that we will develop desires. Someday, even if I get a particle of the drop of attachment and attraction to Krishna, what these Brajavasis have, my life is successful. We'll get those desires. Therefore, Shravanam has the power to change our desires. Intelligent preachers are the ones who don't argue much on the street during book distribution or pass distribution. They are the ones who inspire them and tell them, एक बार आके देखो, एक बार आओ हमारे सेशन, बैठो हमारे क्लास में, and then you see. Because those intelligent preachers have full confidence. Once they hear about Krishna, there will be transformation in the heart. Therefore, attending this course, doing Shravanam is very, very important. And specifically when it comes to us as devotees, we should understand the deeper aspects of Krishna consciousness. Because now, our desires have changed, no doubt. We don't want to do sense gratification now. Explicitly. Sometimes implicitly we end up doing it. But explicitly, we don't endeavor to do sense gratification. But then now, the thing that is needed is how to remove that implicit desire also in the heart. So now we have to hear more on the teachings of the Lord and the pastimes of the Lord. And specifically the devotees serving the Lord, in what mode they serve the devotee, in what mode the devotees serve the Lord. Then our desires will become more intense and transformed. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that Krishna does 2 types of leelas. One is called as Nitya Leela and one is called as Naimitika Leela. Nitya Leela means eternal and Naimitika Leela means occasional. So if I ask, what are the Nitya Leelas that Lord does? So all the Leelas which are there in Ashtakalya or 8-fold pastimes of the Lord, all that is considered as Nitya Leela. So what are the occasional pastimes? Because Nitya Leela Lord does in the spiritual realm, in Goloka Vrindavan. But in Bhauma Vrindavan, on this planet, Lord does Nitya Leela and along with that he also does Naimitika Leela, occasional pastimes. those pastimes which does not take place in the spiritual world. Can you tell me some pastimes which does not take place in spiritual world, which takes place here in Bahuma Vrindavan? What is that? Lifting Govardhan. Okay, yes. Okay. Okay, Brahma Vimohan Leela. Brahma will not go to spiritual world to steal away the calves. Yes. So there Indra acted as a demon, and here Brahma acted as a demon. Yes. And all those pastimes where Krishna is killing demons. Because demons are not allowed in spiritual world. There is no question of demons in spiritual world. There is no question of killing of demons. But our acharyas say that even if there are demons, they are just some toys for Krishna. He just plays with them and then they go away. So here on this planet, when Lord performs the pastimes in Bhauma Vrindavan, we understand that those pastimes, like killing of demons, entering Vrindavan, leaving Vrindavan, all these pastimes do not take place in Goloka Vrindavan. They take place only here. So one Nitya Leela of the Lord, which is very nice to meditate on, specifically when we have the festival of Gopastami coming in, is Gocharan Leela. Yes. Lord herding the cows. Now those are not occasional pastimes. Lord does this in spiritual world also. That is his occupational duty. If you ask what is the JD of the Lord, job description of the Lord, this is the JD. Herding the cows in the spiritual world. And same thing he does here when he comes and does various different pastimes. He herd the cows. Therefore, he has different names. What are different names related to cow? Gopal, the one who is the maintainer or protector of the cows, Gopal. And Govind, one who gives pleasure to the cows. The Govind, Gopal, these are the different names. And Krishna is very attached to the cows. Very attached to the cows. You see, the major portion of the day of the Lord is spent in herding the cows. I don't know if it is 9 to 6, but then major portion is spent in herding the cows. All the Gopas, they were staying in one place before. They were staying in Nandagram. From there, due to some reasons, they shifted to Gokul Mahavan. Now, when Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai, when they were there in Gokul Mahavan, that is the time Vasudev got Krishna from Mathura and kept him in Gokul Mahavan. So now, one after another, demon after demon, coming to Gokul Mahavan, starting with Putana, and then the last pastime that was performed in Gokul Mahavan was the Damodar pastime. So Lord performed this wonderful Damodar Leela where he was tied by Mother Yashoda. That was still okay. But then when Lord started crawling and that wooden grinding motor, when it got stuck between the two trees and when the two trees fell because of little pull of the Lord, that time all the Vrajvasis, they had a meeting and they decided, oh, this place is not safe for our Krishna. Each and every person there was just thinking how to protect Krishna. They were not very keen about protecting their own kids or their family members. They all were keen about protecting Krishna. And in that one meeting, they decided we'll vacate this place. Everyone agreed unanimously and they left that place. Can you imagine you stay at one place and you settle there? And just because of one reason, that too the person who is not related to you in terms of being a family member, just for that person, you're vacating the place and going away. They are Brajavasis. And by this we can understand why we are not Brajavasis. Only for Krishna they left. They left from there and they went towards the north and then they crossed the Jamuna river where the water was low. And they came to a place where they aligned or arranged all their carts in a semicircle form. And they started staying there. And that place currently is called as Chatikara in Vrindavan. Chatikara. Actually, it is Shakatikara. All the Shakat, they were kept in an Akar, Shakatikara. But with time, Shakatikara, just you have to put in a lot of effort. Chatikara. That is very easy. Chatikara. So now in this place, in Chatikara,
Lord was performing various different pastimes. But finally, Lord felt all the time I'm there around here only. थोड़ा दूर जाना चाहिए. दूर जाएंगे तो मजा आएगा. Then Lord started going to Nanda Maharaj again and again. He's pestering. I want to go out for herding the calves. In fact, cows, he would say. I want to go out to herd the cows. Now, for your information, Nanda Maharaj had 9 lakh cows. And he had many other people to take care of the cows also. So there was no need of Krishna to go out. But since he was insisting so much, then Nanda Maharaj, under the influence of Yoga Maya Shakti, he decided, okay, we'll send Krishna for herding cows. No, abhi chota bacha hai, calves. You know what was the age of Krishna during this time? Okay, when did he perform Damodar Leela? 3 years, 2 months. He performed Damodar Leela. And now when he wanted to take care of the calves, when he was about to be sent for taking care of the calves, he was just 3 years, 4 months. Can you imagine the small, cute boy, 3 years, 4 months? He is going and pestering, I want to go and herd cows. See, I'm so strong. I'm able to stand on my leg. I can do this, I can do that. He's just speaking about himself. And Nanda Maharaj, finally, he decided, okay, we'll send him to herd the calves. Mother Yashoda heard this. And Mother Yashoda, she was furious on Nanda Maharaj. Wife is furious on husband. That's in Parampara even today. And why she was furious? You didn't take my permission. That was not the only mode. Her point was, how can you ask our son? Look at him, he's so small. He's still drinking my breast milk. How can you give him such a painful engagement? Herding calves? No. This is not proper, this is not proper. At that time, Krishna heard this. Krishna came, and Krishna is telling Mother Yashoda, don't interfere. Don't interfere. I have a cherished desire to tend the cows. I will not listen to your words. And then looking at Mother Yashoda's face, he understood. ऐसा नहीं बोलना चाहिए. And then he started saying, oh mother, please give me permission. I want to go out with my friends. It will be such a great fun to herd the cows. Please give me permission. Please give me permission. And Mother Yashoda was quiet. And silence means maunam sammati lakshanam. Silence means mother gave permission. Okay, chalo, let's go. So at that time, Nanda Maharaj, he chose a very auspicious day. And at that time, Krishna was given the first initiation. In covered community, the first initiation is Vatsapa. He became Vatsapa. Vatsa means calves. And the ones who are Palaka of the calves are called as Vatsapa. Or Vatsapala. Yes. So on that day, Krishna was given a red stick. That was the initiation ceremony. He was given a red stick. Now just imagine the entire scene. Small boy Krishna, who is just 3 years, 4 months, with all his Gopa friends who are also similar aged. They all are going with the calves. And behind Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj are also following. And the entire thing was, you cannot go beyond this particular area. You can just go out of this area and be in that area. That's it. You cannot go beyond that. And what was the schedule? Morning you have breakfast and leave. And for lunch you're supposed to come back. And after that you're not going anywhere. So this was the short time for which Krishna would go out to tend the calves. So this day, when he became Vatsapala, so at that time when Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj are following Krishna, so Krishna looked behind his head. Why are you coming? Why are you coming? Me and all my friends were expert at tending and herding the calves. We don't need your help. You go back, you go back. And now Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, they said, okay, come very soon, don't go very far. We're going back, but you also come back. And in this way, we see that the little boy Krishna, who was a Vatsapal now, he was tending the cows, having fun time. All those pastimes which Krishna has done during Vatsapal, when he was a Vatsapal. Or I should ask you, Which were the demons that Krishna killed when he was Vatsapal? He killed Bakasur. He killed Aghasur. He killed Vatsasur also. Yes. So these are the different demons, that Krishna killed. See, after this, there was one demon, Aghasur. So after killing Aghasur, Brahma Viman Leela happened. So after this particular pastime, Krishna entered a different phase of his life called Pauganda age. Kaumar Avastha is below 5 years. Above 5 years is Pauganda Avastha. So Krishna entered a different phase of life called Pauganda Avastha. And now during this time, Krishna was around 5 years, 2 months. And both of them, our acharyas say, their intelligence increased. Those personalities who gives intelligence to others, their intelligence increased. Their strength increased. And they became even more attractive. Even more attractive. Their chest became more broad. Their eyes became more elongated. Their hair and the cloth, now it was very elaborately decorated. They became very skillful in playing in various different ways. And the best part was, they were not involved in any mischievous activities anymore. They have become very sober. Sober in front of parents, I'm talking about. Very sober. No mischievous activities now. No stealing, butter stealing, and all that. So one day, Nanda Maharaj was talking to Mother Yashoda. And Nanda Maharaj was telling Mother Yashoda, are you seeing? Our son has become so big. 5 years, 2 months. He's so big. And now he cannot stay with us in the same room. I feel he should have his private room now. He should have his own privacy. What do you say? And Mother Yashoda hesitated. She was very hesitant. And even in that hesitation, she has to say yes. She said, yes, you're correct. How can Mother Yashoda think of being away from Krishna? Both of them, they'll sleep on the same bed. Mother Yashoda will put him to sleep. Again, he'll get up. Again, she'll put him to sleep. Entire night will go in that. How can Mother Yashoda allow Krishna to sleep somewhere else? But now it was the right time. So Nanda Maharaj, he made a separate quarters for Krishna, a separate room for Krishna where Krishna started staying. This was in Pauganda Avastha. Mother Yashoda had a concern. See, Nanda Maharaj had 4 brothers, 2 elders and 2 were younger. You know the names of the elder brothers? Upananda. Upananda was one. Second personality was Abhinanda. Upananda and Abhinanda, they were the elder brothers. And there were 2 other younger brothers, Sananda and Nandana. So they were the younger ones, Nanda Maharaj. So one day, Abhinanda, what should I say, Abhinanda Prabhu's wife. So she was talking to Yashoda. And she said, why is Krishna behaving differently? Where did he go so early morning? And that too, he was in such a great haste. And Mother Yashoda started saying, see, till now, I was doing various things for him. I was applying oil on the body. I was giving him bath. I was changing his clothes. Now he has become Pauga. Now he is in Pauganda Avastha. And therefore, he is feeling very embarrassed. When I apply oil, when I give him bath, when I'm putting his clothes, he is saying, no, I'll put it myself. In this way, Mother Yashoda, she was saying that now he's become very embarrassed. And now he's very attached to the servants. He allows the servants to dress him. And after getting fully ready, he comes in front of me and Nanda Maharaj and he offers his dandavat to us. He honors us now. So Yashoda Maya said, see, I'm happy that he's growing. I'm happy. But he causes me a great suffering. Hey, what is that suffering? Oh, Gopi, you don't know. Nowadays, he's speaking about something which gives me a lot of pain in the heart. What is that? He wants to go out to herd the cows now. He was a Vatsapal and he wants to take second initiation. Want to become Gopal. Now all of them All the gopis who were there around Mother Yashoda, they said, why are you worrying about this? This is natural. We all are cowards. And our kids getting such desires, very natural. Why are you worrying so much? So this was a discussion taking place in the group of Matajis, all the gopis. There's another discussion taking place in the group of Gopas. All the Prabhujis are having a discussion. So at this point of time, our Nanda Maharaj, he was observing Krishna, that Krishna's behavior has changed. He's very respectful to Nanda Maharaj. He speaks very sweet words and he runs away from there. But then with other Gopas, there's some busud happening. Some talk. And he is not telling me what is that. And as soon as I come, he runs away from there. So he called all the Gopas and he said, what is he speaking to you all and he's not speaking to me? See, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda are very possessive for Krishna. Very possessive. Now suddenly this behavior started changing. So they were thinking, what's wrong? What have we done? What's happening? So at this point, all the Gopas, they said, he's coming and telling us that he has a desire. What is that desire? Now he don't want to just herd the calves. Now he want to herd the cows. At that time, Nanda Maharaj, he unwillingly asked, what am I supposed to do now? Now see, this tension we will not understand. For us, we only have our different tensions in life. कि मेरा क्या होगा? But Nanda Maharaj को कोई tension नहीं था मेरा क्या होगा. Nanda Maharaj को tension था इसका क्या होगा? What will happen to Krishna? That fear was there in the heart. That anxiety was there in the heart. People who are having high blood pressure in Braj, in that list, the top two people were, first was Yashoda Mai and second was Nanda Maharaj. All the time. And then obviously when Krishna started doing various youthful pastimes at that time, at the top was Srimati Radharani. So now just think about it. Do you really want to go to spiritual world or no? Because when you go to spiritual world, the blood pressure will naturally increase. You say there will be so much of anxiety, so much of anxiety. Not anxiety about protecting oneself. Not anxiety of how to maintain oneself and one's own family. Anxiety about serving Krishna. Anxiety about protecting Krishna. Anxiety about maintaining Krishna. And here Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, all the time they had this mode. We are the protectors. अगर हम नहीं होंगे तो इसका क्या होगा? That was the mode. And in that mode, Nanda Maharaj was so tense. भेजना पड़ेगा अभी. Because when it comes to becoming Gopal, Vatsapal was okay. After breakfast he goes, and then for lunch he comes back. And after that he's not going anywhere. They were still okay with he being Vatsapal. But Gopal means something very big. Gopal means he goes early in the morning and comes late in the evening. So maximum time now Krishna will not be there in front of our eyes. What will happen to us? It's almost like our prana going out for a long time and then coming back. What will happen to us? What will happen to us? That was the mode of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. And Nanda Maharaj asked all the Gopas, what should I do now? So all the Gopas, they said, see, when he's going out to tend the calves, all that you are thinking, that maybe this danger might come, this calamity might come, all that come even during that time also. So we recommend wholeheartedly give permission. If you give wholehearted permission, if you bless, all the inauspiciousness will go away. All auspiciousness will come. Then Nanda Maharaj asked a question, should we hold a celebration then? Should you hold a celebration? In Braj, every single activity of Krishna is a celebration. Krishna appears, there is Nandotsav. Krishna turns on the bed, that's a celebration. Then various other activities Krishna does, it's a celebration. Krishna becomes Vatsapal, there is a celebration. Now when Krishna is about to become Gopal, there is a celebration. So what all the Gopas did is, Upananda and others, they called astrologers. Not some chotu-motu astrologers. They wanted best of the best astrologers. They came there. There was a huge meeting that took place. Which is the right time when Krishna can be made Gopal? Promoted from Vatsapal to Gopal. And at that time, after looking at various days and the muhurtas and all that, they decided, which is also given in Kartik Mahatmya of Padma Puran. Please repeat. Shuklashtami Kartiketu Smrita Gopashtami Budaihi Taddinad Vasudevo Bhud Gopah Purvam Tu Vatsapah. Gopa Purvam to Vatsapah. Before he was Vatsapa. On this day, he is going to change from Vatsapa to Gopa. Which day? Shuklashtami Kartika. In Kartik month. On the day of Ashtami, Shukla Ashtami. And in other place it is given that during Shravan constellation and on Wednesday. So this festival was supposed to be held. And I was so fascinated to read this. This festival lasted for 3 days. What is there in that? He's supposed to go out just to herd the cows. They could have just told, okay, take this stick and go. But then this festival was held for 3 days, 3 continuous days. And this is documented, or this day is documented by Shukadev Goswami or Vyasadev in the words of Shukadev Goswami. 10th canto, chapter 15, first sloka talks about this. Please repeat. Sri Shuka Vacha Tatascha Pauganda Vaya Shritav Vraje Bhabhuvatastau Pashupala Sammatau Gascharayantau Sakhibhi Samam Padair Vrindavanam Punyam Ativa Chakratuhu Tatascha Pauganda Vaya Shritav Vraje. So here, this is after Agasur Leela and Brahma Vimon Leela. Shukadev Goswami is saying, thereafter, when the Lord entered the Pauganda age, at that time, both of them, Babhuvatuhu, Rama and Krishna, they became Pashupala Sammato. They were appointed as Pashupal now, as Gopal. Gascharayantau Sakibhi Samam. So they will go with whom? For herding the cows? And here the answer is Sakhibhi Samam, along with their friends of same age. They'll be going out. Now, Krishna is very ecstatic when he got the permission. His ecstasy is very nicely described by one of the Gaudiya poet whose name is Vipradas Ghosh. So Krishna is very ecstatic. He has got to know that tomorrow is the day. And he's telling Mother Yashoda early in the morning. On that particular day, early in the morning, he's saying, O Goma Jiyami Charababa Chura Paraya Deha Danda Mantra Padi Bandha Chuda. He's saying, oh mother, today I'll be going out to tend the cows. Today I'm becoming Gopal. So why is he telling his mother? He's telling his mother, dress me up quickly. Get my clothes. And specifically he's saying, fix my hair on the top in a knot. And chant mantras quickly so that I can leave. And then he says, Charanete Paraha Nupura Alaka Tilaka Bhale Manamala Deha Gale Singa Vetra Venu Deha Hate. He's saying, Maya, put my ankle bells quickly, I'm getting late. Put my ankle bells. See, you have not put tilak yet. Put me tilak. Where is my garland? Without garland, how will I go out? Where is my garland? Where is my horn? So Krishna had that horn by which he'll blow that horn and make sound. Where is my horn? Where is my cane? Where is my stick? Where is my flute? Maya, give fast, give fast. And say, Mother Yashoda is asking, Are itna jaldi jaldi kya kar rahe ho? Aram se baba. So at that time Krishna, he is saying, Shri Dama Sudama Dama Subaladi Balarama Sabhai Dadaya Rajapathe Vishala. Maya, look outside on the big road. Everyone is ready. Sridama is standing there. Sudama is standing. Dama is standing. Subala is standing. Balram is also there. Everyone is waiting on this Vishala Path, on this big road. Everyone is waiting. Arjuna Jana Kinkini. Amshumana Sajiya. Sabai Goshte Jaya. Vishal is ready. Arjun is ready. Jana, Kinkini, and Amshuman. All are dressed very nicely. See? And they're all ready to go out. So that time, when Mother Yashoda heard these words, what was her reaction? Gopalera katha shuni, sajala nayane rani, achetane dharani, lotaya chanchala bahuri sani. As soon as she heard these words from the mouth of Krishna, you know what happened? She started crying tears. Not out of ecstasy. Yes, my son is becoming older now, he's becoming Gopal from Vatsapal. She was tensed. And the tension was so high, I told you. High blood pressure. That went even high. And now, when the pressure goes high, blood pressure goes high, the first thing that takes place is the person faints. And here, Mother Yashoda fainted. She fainted. Now, here comes the question why she fainted? What was her thought process? Kemane dhaiba vane komala, dukhani ranga paya. How these tender feet can go out to forest? What will happen to my kid? What will happen to his feet? At that time, Mother Yashoda, she replied to Krishna. Now see, she cannot say, Beta, don't go out. All arrangements are done. She cannot say, don't go out. But she has to give instructions now. You may go, but do this and don't do this. So Mother Yashoda, she is saying, Amara shapati lage, na dhaya dhenura age, paranera prana nilamani nikate rakhila dhenu. So she is saying that Amara shapati lage, promise me. Oh Nilamani, promise me. So Krishna's one of the names is Nilamani. Very, very beautiful name. Promise me. What should I promise? You'll not run ahead of cows. Promise me that you'll not run ahead of cows. And then another point that she is saying, Puriha Mohana Venu, Ghare Boshi Ami Jena Suni. She's saying, when you're herding cows, you sit at one place, you play your flute. You play your flute in such a way that I should also be able to hear when sitting at home. And then she's looking at Balram. She's looking at all the friends. Looks like now Krishna is ready. He's dressed very nicely. And now he has come onto the road. Mother Yashoda is instructing all the other Gopa friends. And she is saying, Balai dhai be aage ara, Shishuvama bhage, Shridama Sudama sab pache tumi tara majhe. She is saying, Hey Balai, hey Balram, you remain in front, aage. And you, others, you remain on the right and left. And you, Sridam, Sudam, you remain behind. Our acharyas, they're giving more details. They say, Oh Balram, you should remain in front. Subala, remain behind. Dama and Sudama, both of you remain on sides. And all the others who are there, you always keep surrounding Krishna. Matlab Krishna is that hero or baki sab aju baju. Protect Krishna, protect Krishna. That was the mood. Now see, Mother Yashoda is so tensed. Her further instructions are very clear that how much she is tensed. She says, Shuddha haila laya khaya patha pane chahi jaya atishaya trinankura pathekaru bole. So here it is said, see, you're going to forest. It is full of danger. Now the next instruction that she is giving is, whenever you're hungry, eat. Whenever you're hungry, you eat. And watch out on your steps. When you're walking, watch out on your steps. Why? Maya, what is there? The path is full of thorns. Don't step on the thorn. And promise me, Kanu, promise me, keep your hand on my head and promise that you will not go and catch the big cows. Please listen to your mother. Kanu, listen to my mother. Listen to your mother. So this is the mood. And finally, he's saying, Thakibe tarura chaya minati kariya che maya. So Maya is having last request. Beta, see it's very sunny outside. You always remain under the shade of the tree. Don't go out to the place where there is direct sun. So this is the mode by which Mother Yashoda, she's instructing Krishna. Krishna is ready. All the Gopas are ready. And now the Brahmanas have come. I told you it's a festival, Gopas to me. The Brahmanas have come. They started chanting hymns. They started blessing Krishna. And also described. There were other people who got lamps and they started doing arati of Krishna. Because Krishna is supposed to go out now for the first time into the forest. And there were other brahmanas, other priests. They started singing songs. Musical instruments were played. Various auspicious verses were chanted. And the cows were brought now. And then Krishna was told, worship the cows. So there was one cow who was God, looks like. And Krishna started washing the feet. And looks like other gopas might also be washing the feet of the cows. And then they washed the feet of the cows. And they started feeding the cows. And our Acharya specifically say, they were feeding them sweet chickpeas. And they paid dandavat to the cows. And they did parikrama of the cows. And now, after doing this to the cow, they started doing the same thing to the brahmanas. They paid dandavat to the brahmanas. They started doing parikrama of the brahmanas. And now they're standing in front of Nanda Maharaj with folded hands. Because now it's second initiation time. First initiation, small red stick was given by Nanda Maharaj. And now the second initiation of becoming a Gopal from Vatsapal, another stick will be given. So they're standing. So danda is given. Even you all can get that opportunity of holding a danda. Just aspire for it. And that too not one. We get three. At this point of time, Nanda Maharaj came forward. And Nanda Maharaj gave a stick to Krishna. It was a huge celebration. Everyone is chanting, Jai, Jai. And now the stick was given, for your information. It was not some small red stick this time. It was a big jeweled stick. There were many, many valuable stones embedded in that stick. And that was given to Krishna. And at that time, Mother Yashoda came with a bowl where she had some chandan. She took that and she applied on the forehead of Krishna. May you be victorious. अरे कहाँ जा रहा है गाय को देखने जा रहा है इतना क्या टेंशन है Now what happened is Krishna is ready and all the cows are ready, the gopas are ready, and see for the first time all of them when they were to enter the forest they have a different excitement altogether, different excitement. पहली बार घर से दूर पूरा दिन शाम तक they're completely excited at this point of time. After all these rituals, Krishna called the cows, अरे चलो चलो. Or Acharya say, Krishna said, Ji, 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 Ji. And then all the cows, they're standing, they're not moving. Krishna is instructing and the cows are not following. See, cows are not like us. Krishna is instructing, we don't follow. Cows are not like them, not like us. They are not following this instruction of Krishna because they had a deeper mood. The cows were thinking, if we go ahead and Krishna comes behind, how will we get darshan of Krishna? So they wanted Krishna to go ahead. And throughout the path, they wanted to take darshan of Krishna. Therefore, they were not moving. At this point of time, Krishna, being the Paramatma in everyone's heart, he understood. Oh, this is the reason they're not going. So that time, Krishna started moving. Now see, only cows were supposed to go. But tell me, those calves which Krishna was standing as Vatsapal, how can they live without Krishna? So the cows are going, and these cows are also following their mothers. So Acharya says specifically, these cows, they were not drinking milk anymore. So they were not very attached to their mothers. They were attached to that person to whom the mothers were also attached. And that is Krishna. And all of them they are going. Now what do you think the fathers were doing there? All the bulls? they also started following. Now, ideally, the cows are taken separate, the calves are taken separate, the bulls are taken separate for grazing. But now, when the bulls also started following, these gopas, they started holding the bulls. But they started going with so much of force that gopas also couldn't do anything. All the elderly gopas, they also couldn't do anything. So you can imagine the entire scene. Krishna is just leaving. He's just leaving his place. And he's going to enter the forest. Krishna is going ahead. Balram is on front. Someone is behind. On both the sides there are gopas. Surrounding there are gopas. And all these gopas, they are not saying, Are yaar, itna dur jana padega. They're not holding some big bag behind, going to a school or something like that. They had a stick in the hand, they had flute in the hand, they had horn in their hand. They're blowing the horn, they're playing the flute, they're jumping and dancing and just running on the street. And Krishna is also going around with them, dancing and jumping. Such a beautiful scene. And all this is watched by different personalities. Now, see, Vrindavan is a place where there is great happiness and great suffering together. So there were people who were suffering greatly, and there were others who were very, very happy. Now let me see if devotees can guess. Who are those who are greatly happy? The gopas were greatly happy, and the cows were happy. The cows were happy. The bulls were happy, and the monkeys were happy, and the forest was happy. All the forest dwellers were extremely happy. Mother Earth was also extremely happy. I'll tell you later why she was. Okay, before that, tell me, who are those people who are in great distress? Yes. You begin with Vatsalya Ras first. Yes. Maya Yashoda was sad. Not just sad. Sad is not the word that can describe Yashoda Maya's deep pain that she was going through. So Yashoda Maya, she was greatly suffering. Nanda Maharaj, all the elderly gopas and gopis, and then all the younger gopis also. It is described that when Krishna when he crossed his Kaumara and went into Pauganda phase of life, he was so beautiful, he was so attractive, that naturally all these young gopis, they were getting attracted to Krishna. Naturally. ऐसे नहीं था कि they were supposed to endeavor so much to get attracted to a person and fall in love with him. He was so beautiful. All of them were naturally attracted to Krishna. And when Krishna started going, oh, all of them having great pain in the heart. So here comes the question, why Mother Earth, she was very happy. And Shukadeva Goswami, he says in the shloka that we chanted, Vrindavanam punya ativa chakratuhu. So Mother Earth, and specifically Mother Earth in that Vrindavan area, she was extremely happy. Extremely happy. Why she was happy? And the answer here is, Krishna was walking on Mother Earth. Krishna was walking before also as Vatsapal. What is so great? Even at that time, he would not wear chappal. It is described that Krishna's lotus feet were so soft, and those different beautiful auspicious marks on the lotus feet of Krishna, which are numbered as 19. So all of them, they were not completely evolved. So when Krishna would step on Mother Earth, so those marks were not completely seen on Mother Earth. But now when Krishna entered the Pauganda age, so at this point of time, those marks were very, very clear. There are 19 marks on the lotus feet of Krishna. So on the right foot, now we have the fish at the bottom. Then there's a crescent moon. Then there is one triangle. And there are 4 water pots side of the triangle. And little above the triangle, there is a beautiful circle. That circle represents sky. There's a bow also. And there is Sudarshan Chakra. Yes. Not Sudarshan Chakra, there's a conch. So this is on the right foot. On the left foot, There is a Ashtakon, octagon. An octagon has got swastik marks on the side, and there is barley corn that is put on the what do you call it, diagonal side. Little more higher, there is a elephant gourd, there's a flag, there's a thunderbolt, there is the Sudarshan Chakra, there's a lotus, and there's one line that comes directly from the thumb, the toe, I should say, toe down. And just below the toe, there is a very nice mark which talks about the life sustaining factor. There is one grain. There's a grain. If I'm not wrong, that's the barley corn, and around the swastik was the jambu fruit. So in this way, there are 19 marks on Krishna's lotus feet. And when Krishna would walk, all these marks were there on the ground. Now let me tell you one thing. Mother Earth, when she would get these footprints on her, she was ecstatic. She was very, very ecstatic. That was the treasure. And in other place, our acharyas say, this was a sindoor of Mother Earth. A sindoor. And for your information, she will protect all that very nicely. She'll keep all those footprints protected. And all the cows, all the calves, all the gopas are very, very careful not to step on that. Even Vayu, they would be very careful that when he would get dust, he'll make sure that it will not fall on that. So all these footprints were retained. Mother Earth, she was feeling extremely, ativa, extremely happy, extremely happy. Vrindavan is always beautiful. But now after these footprints on the ground in Vrindavan, Vrindavan became even more beautiful, even more beautiful. So here comes the question. Why Krishna didn't wear the footwear? Why he didn't wear chappal, paduka? First answer is this. He wanted to give pleasure to the Mother Earth. And at the same time, Jiva Swami, he says, that when Mother Yashoda said, let's see, you're going to forest now. You should wear chappal. You should wear footwear and go. But then Krishna had his own logic. Krishna said that we are Gopal. We are servants of the cows. So cows are our master. So our master is not going to wear footwear. How can servant wear footwear? Isn't that wonderful logic? How can servant wear footwear? In another place, it is said, Krishna told Mother Yashoda, if you want me to wear footwear, you make footwear for all our masters. That's too much. 9 lakh cows. If I'm not wrong, the cows have 4 legs. So 9 lakh into 4. How much? 36 lakh chappal. Mother Yashoda said, no problem, you also don't wear, go. So Krishna left. So here our acharyas say that this was the occupational rule of the cowards not to wear chappal. For your information, even in Vaikuntha, they don't get to see the lotus footprint of the Lord. Because in Vaikuntha, Lord Narayan wears beautiful slippers, jeweled slippers. There's no question of footprints anywhere. Only here. And therefore, Mother Earth, she was so very happy, so very happy. But then he is not wearing chappal. So Mother Earth, when she understood that, she instructed all the cows. And someplace it is also given the cows were hearing, chupke chupke, what's the discussion that is happening with Mother Yashoda and Krishna. When they got to know that Krishna is not wearing chappal only because cows are not wearing chappal. So that time, Mother Earth and the cows together, they crushed all the pebbles and they made it very, very fine sand. And when Krishna would walk on that fine sand, Krishna would be very peaceful. He'll feel very nice. In Vrindavan, the only thing that everyone thinks about is how to give pleasure to Krishna. And in our life, this is the only thing that we don't think. Therefore, we remain fallen sadhakas for a long time. Unfortunate situation. All the time, thought that comes is, how can I enjoy today's festival? How can I look very beautiful? How I can eat very nicely? How I can dance very nicely for whose pleasure? For my own pleasure. How can I do that? But when it comes to Vrajavasis, including cows. They are just thinking how to give pleasure to Krishna. If Krishna is happy, if Krishna is blissful, that is enough. To an extent that Brajavasis were ready to suffer in great pain for long, long time if Krishna gets pleasure. What happened during Govardhan pastime? When Nanda Maharaj and all the Gopas, they were planning Indra Yagya. At that time, Krishna went and he started convincing them you should worship Govardhan and not Indra. But no one was convinced there. No one was convinced. At that time, Krishna used a Brahmastra. You know what was Krishna's Brahmastra? Krishna's Brahmastra was, if you worship Govardhan, I'll be happy. And all the Gopas, in one go, unanimously they said, okay, then we will worship Govardhan. See, they also knew very well that a pratha that has been followed for a long time and that is stopped, there might be some calamity that might come, some danger might come. They were aware of that. But they were ready to take risk. For whose pleasure? For Krishna's pleasure. Therefore, one thing is very important to note. Doesn't matter what the service is. Even if there's a risk in the service, the devotees are ready to do. Because they know, if I do this service, Krishna will be pleased, Parampara will be pleased. Prabhupada took a risk. With 2 heart attacks on Jaladuta, he took a risk. And Prabhupada himself writes an entry in Jaladuta diary. This is August 31st entry. Where Prabhupada himself writes, a great calamity, I have crossed a great calamity. And Prabhupada himself writes that if Atlantic Ocean would have shown its real face, I would have died. But still Prabhupada took the risk. And he took the risk only for one thing, to give pleasure to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, to give pleasure to the entire parampara and to give pleasure to Radha and Krishna. Very important to note. Therefore, when some service is given to us, the mood of the devotee is this, that I will do this for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, Hari Guru Vaishnavas to be more precise. For their pleasure we will do. And here we see all the cows. They crushed all the small pebbles and they made it into powder. Cows and the Mother Earth, they felt they have already done their job. Krishna, when he was going in the forest, he was obviously stepping on that soft sand. But you know what? The gopis were going mad, thinking Krishna stepping on the soft sand. Because they had a different thought process altogether. Shilatranan kurai Sidati tinaha Kalilata manaha Kanta gachati. Gopis had a different thought process. Gopis were thinking, Krishna's feet is very soft. How do you know Krishna's feet? We have touched. When we touch, it just goes inside. It is so soft, it's soft like butter. And when Krishna is stepping on these sand particles, and those sand particles, it might be soft for others, but for our Krishna, it is not soft. It is not soft. When Krishna places his foot on those sand particles, oh, it will pain, it will pain. And all these cows are not intelligent. What these cows will do is they'll eat the grass, but they'll not eat completely. They'll eat half of it. And when partially eaten, so that grass, which is partially, now this grass and the partially eaten, so this will remain. And this is sharp. And our Lord, since he follows the cows, he'll follow the same path. He'll step on that sharp grass and that will pain him. And thinking like this, the blood pressure of gopis was increasing every day. Sometimes just with this thought, they'll faint. They'll just faint with this thought. Look at the mood of these personalities. When we talk about these great personalities, then we realize, मतलब ऐसे भी होते हैं लोग, ऐसे भी भक्त होते हैं. They are devotees like this. Just by the thought that this will give displeasure to Krishna, they are getting pained. These are first-class devotees, you see. First-class devotees. Even before the act has happened, they are thinking about it and feeling the pain. Therefore, as we advance in bhakti, this is the thought process that devotee should get with time. I want to become first-class disciple of Guru and the Parampara. And what do you mean by first-class disciple? Even without they telling what I'm supposed to do, I should understand their heart and just do it for their pleasure. And I should avoid all those activities which will give them pain. Even before they tell me don't do this, I should not be doing it. So this is the mood of a first-class disciple, first-class devotee. And here we have the first-class devotees. All the wonderful gopis, they're having this thought process. Krishna, he gives so much of importance to all the cows. So much of importance. And Srila Prabhupada, he has spoken so much on cow protection. Yesterday, I was just going through some sections, trying to search where all Prabhupada has spoken about cow protection and about the cows. See, Krishna is called as, or there's a beautiful pranam mantra that all of us chant. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So here, very beautifully it is said, who is Krishna? Krishna is more inclined, or he is that personality who is more inclined towards two entities, Brahmanas and the cows. And Prabhupada writes, this indicates thereby that human prosperity depends more on these two items, namely Brahmanical culture and cow protection. If somehow these two are taken care, if Brahmanical culture is retained, Prabhupada struggled a lot to retain the Brahmanical culture. Firstly, he made Brahmanas, and then he tried setting up the Brahmanical culture. Brahmanical culture also means Varnashrama. Brahmanical culture and cow protection. These are the two things. If they are retained, naturally the entire human society will prosper. Prabhupada also says, the protection of cows maintains the most miraculous form of food. What is that food? Milk. Obviously, nowadays people are talking a lot about should we drink milk or not drink milk. Yes. But then Shastras say that we should drink milk. Why? When we drink milk, what happens? The finer tissues of the brain, they will evolve. And our understanding about the aim of life will evolve. Because by drinking milk of the cows, the person gets into mode of goodness. By drinking the milk of buffalo, the person gets into mode of ignorance. I was hearing the chai that is made of buffalo milk is very tasty, looks like. Is it? I'm not drunk, so I don't know. Buffalo milk ka chai. But I've heard people saying that. But then also the person gets into ignorance. And where is the question of understanding goal of life? Prabhupada also writes another important point. The basic principle of economic development is centered on land and cows. So previously, if people want to understand how rich he is, they'll ask, Kitna land hai aapka? How much property you have? How much land do you own? And second, how many cows do you have? These two things will clarify how much rich that person is. They'll not ask how much bank balance you have. This bank balance and all is illusion. Some number which we keep seeing all the time on the net banking portal and all that, and very illusion. Okay, I'm this much rich. Richness is here. With richness, the parameter for richness is the happiness the person feels. And those people who are very happy, they are called as very rich. And the ones who have a lot of land and cows, they are the ones who are very happy, according to the Shastra. And obviously, the experience of the previous great personalities. Prabhupada writes, see the conviction of the Acharya. With only these two things, cows and grain, humanity can solve its eating problem. Humanity needs only sufficient grain and sufficient cows to solve its economic problem. So our economic problem, we don't need industries. We don't need great engineers, to come up with smaller and smaller chips, which we cannot eat. We just need land and cows. That's it. Those who come to human form, this is a very nice point. Those who come to human form through the quality of sattva guna, it can be easily assumed that they were cows in the past life. So those human beings sattva guna, and sometimes people say also, na, ye to gaay hai. When someone is very in sattva guna, ye to gaay hai. Yes. And here very beautifully it is said, Kshatriyas are meant to protect all the citizens of the state, and Vaishyas are supposed to protect the cows. So cow gives the milk, and the bulls, they are the ones who help to till the land and grow the grains. And therefore, they are our mother and father. So Prabhupada's question is, how can you kill your own mother and father? We're supposed to protect them. What happens when the cows are killed? Prabhupada says, to kill cows means to end human civilization. It's a very strong statement, huh? And there's so much of cow killing that is taking place around. Unfortunately, those people are supposed to protect the cows. But as soon as the cows stop giving milk, the cows are sent to slaughterhouse. Katal Khana, slaughterhouse. And it's very clear that cows are killed, it's the end of human civilization. There's another point which Prabhupada says that meat eaters, according to their different positions and directions of the Shastra, are allowed to eat flesh, but never flesh of the cows. Never. And it's such an unfortunate situation. Even those who call themselves as followers of Sanatan Dharma, they also eat cow flesh, beef. Majority of the crowd who call themselves as educated and very elevated in their qualification materially, they're preparing their path to hell by doing this. See, when Hiranyakashipu, when he wanted to destroy the Vedic system, you know what is the instruction that he gave to all the demonic soldiers? He said, go to all those places and kill all those cows. Kill the Brahmanas. And naturally, all the Vedic culture will be spoiled. So this is the proof. A demon is giving instruction, kill all the cows to destroy the Vedic culture. And Prabhupada makes another very strong point. As long as human society continues to allow cows to be regularly killed in slaughterhouses, there cannot be any question of peace and prosperity. Kitna bhi paisa kama lo. But if there is cow slaughter going on, no one can stay peaceful and no one can prosper, including us devotees. There were many times we tell devotees, we have to preach. And people ask, preach for their benefit? No, for our benefit. If they become devotees and give up meat eating, we will be saved. We will be peaceful. We will prosper. Yes. Unfortunately, because in the Kali Yuga, there is no protection of cows and Brahmanical culture, everything is in a precarious position. Now, see, cow protection is very important. We understand by all this. But as devotees, we should ask, when does Go Seva or cow protection becomes an anga of bhakti? Because we should be very greedy that whatever I do should be bhakti. It shouldn't be some philanthropic social work. So when does it become, or acharyas say, please repeat. Gavam kanduyanam kuryad gograsam go pradakshina nityam goshu prasannasu gopalopi prasidati. Here it is said, Gavam kanduyanam kuryad. You have seen when we tickle the cows, they feel so nice. Yes. You take the brush and then you brush them, you tickle them. They feel very nice. They'll do like this and then you can tickle more. This first. Go grasam, feeding the cows. Go pradakshinam, circumambulating the cows. If you do this, cows will be pleased. And you know why we want to please the cows? Because when cows are pleased, Krishna is pleased. So devotees, when they are talking about Goraksha, when they are talking about pleasing the cows, taking care of them, their entire goal is Krishna is attached to cows, and if I serve the cows, Krishna will be pleased, and if Krishna is pleased, my life is successful. Because bhakti means executing different angas, the 64 angas of bhakti, to give pleasure to Krishna for nothing else apart from this. So why should I do Go Seva? For pleasing Krishna. If this is the mode when you're tickling the cows, ऐसे नहीं कि मजा आ रहा है, मजा आ रहा है, खुजाओ and the cow is also feeling good and then you're feeling मुझे भी मजा आ रहा है. For our pleasure we don't do. For pleasure of the cows, as a seva, and for the pleasure of Krishna. Therefore, when we go around the cow, sometimes people ask, अब ये तो जानवर है, इसको थोड़ी समझेगा कि आप प्रदक्षिणा कर रहे हो. आप दंडवत कर रहे हो गो माता को, बट गो माता को थोड़ी समझेगा, वो जानवर है, एनिमल. How can an animal understand that you're paying dandavat and doing circumambulation? And the answer is, the cow may or may not understand, Krishna understands. Because when you're paying dandavat to cow, when you're doing production of the cow, you're telling Krishna, Krishna, I respect that entity that you love. Yes. Therefore, we do dandavat to the cow. Therefore, we go around the cow doing pradakshina because Krishna will be very pleased. Yes. So, in this way, we see throughout these different pastimes, all the devotees they want to give pleasure to Krishna. But you know what? When it comes to us as Gaudiyas, we want to give pleasure to Krishna, but that Krishna is with Srimati Radharani. So, the mood of the parampara is to get Radha and Krishna together. That is the mode of our parampara. When Srila Prabhupada, when he took Vanaprastha and went to Vrindavan, staying in Vamshi Gopal Mandir on the banks of Jamuna, when he would go out walking, so at that time, some Babaji sitting there, they say, Jai Radhe! And Krishna would reply, Hare Krishna. So it was not only after establishing Iskcon, Prabhupada started saying Hare Krishna. Even before it was very clear, because for our acharyas, they say, for us, Hara and Krishna, we want them together. We just don't want one personality. When we chant Hare Krishna, the entire Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Both Radha and Krishna are very pleased. Therefore, we just don't chant Radhe Radhe all the time. Yes, on the beats, Radhe Radhe Radhe. Therefore, we don't chant. We are happy chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra because we know if I chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, both Srimati Radharani and Krishna, they'll be very pleased. Yes. One last pastime for today, before I wind up, because we have spoken about pleasing Radha and Krishna together. Once Srimati Radharani, sitting in her in-laws' place, she made a garland. That day she was not allowed to go out due to whatever reason in the morning. Her mother-in-law, she was there. She was not able to go out. So she made a garland and gave it to Brinda Devi, Tulsi Maharani, Brinda, that you give it to Krishna. It was beautiful garland. So that time, Brinda Devi, she thought, Subal Sakha is very, very close to Krishna. There are different categories of Sakha also. There is something called as Sakha. There's something called as Priya Narma Sakha. Priya Narma Sakhas are those who are always with Krishna in all the pastimes also. So Subal, he belongs to that category, Subal Sakha. So Vrinda Devi gave it to Subal Sakha. Subal took the garland and he went to Krishna, and Krishna was sitting on the banks of Radha Kund. And he gave the garland and he explained that Srimati Radharani has given it to Vrinda Devi and she gave it to me so that I can give it to you. Please take. Krishna wore the garland, and looking at the garland, he started telling Subal, hey Subal, do you know? I was thinking about Radha, and you came with the garland made by her. I'm not able to bear separation from her. It was noon time. And Krishna is saying, I want to meet her now. You get her now. And Subal is saying, come on, this is not possible this afternoon time. And everyone there, in their place, they'll be guarding the place. How can she come out? Hey Subal, don't tell me all that. If you don't get Sri Radha now here, I'll drown myself in Jamuna. Krishna is dramebaz, I tell you. Good, he didn't say that I'll drown myself in Radha Kund. At this point, see all these sakhas and the sakhis, they have only one goal in life. Just to give pleasure to Krishna and Srimati Radharani. And here when Subal is seeing Krishna is feeling so much of pain, he said, I will do something. He had no plan. He just went. He went to Jawat, the in-laws place of Srimati Radharani. And there Jatila, mother-in-law, is sitting outside only at the door. Now Subal is thinking, abhi andar kaise jao main? So at that time, Subal, having full faith on Krishna, he said, he is the one who gives intelligence. He will give me intelligence. He just went there. And suddenly, he said, Jatila she was looking at Subal and she said, why have you come here? What do you want? Mischievous boy. And at that time, Subal was thinking, I want to meet Srimati Radharani. I want to give this message. What will I do? And suddenly, Subal said something which I felt very weird when I read. Subal said, I'm not able to find my calf anywhere. I went around searching throughout Braj. I'm not able to find my calf. I'm just thinking if he's there around here. And he asked Jatila, can you please go inside and check if calf is there around? Ghar ke andar calf. And Jatila, obviously under Yogamaya potency, all this is happening. So Jatila is sitting there and he said, मैं अब भी खाना खा के बैठी हूँ. I'm full. Just had my lunch. I cannot get up. She became angry and she said, तू जाके check कर अंदर. And Subal is very happy. This is what I wanted. Subal entered the house. So after entering the house, he went to Srimati Radharani and he said, this is what is happening with Krishna. He's saying he'll die if you don't come to meet him. Srimati Radharani is saying, how will I go out? Look at that. Jatila is sitting outside. How will I go out? And at that time, Subal is saying, Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridavratah. Let's chant Krishna's holy name. And if we chant Satatam, so what will happen? Krishna will give intelligence. What's the shloka? 10:10. Esham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam jena mam upayantite. Subal is telling Srimati Radharani, Krishna will give us intelligence. Krishna gives intelligence and he will tell us how to get closer to him. Don't worry. And Subal is thinking, Srimati Radharani is thinking, after thinking for some time, Subal said, I have an idea. Let's exchange our clothes. I'll give my dhoti kurta to you, you give your sari to me. And then, for your information, our acharyas say, Subal Sakha and Srimati Radharani looks like they both look alike. They have same features. So Subal Sakha and Srimati Radharani, they have same facial features. They look alike. So Subal Sakha said, see, we both almost look alike. You wear my clothes and you go out. And she said, how will I go out? Looking at my bodily features, face might be alike, but bodies are different. Looking at my bodily features, Jatila will catch me. So Subal said, see, there's a calf there. I don't know how the calf came, but there was a calf. There's a calf there. You take the calf and keep it near your breast, and then you go out. She'll not be able to understand that you're not Subal and you're Radha. She'll never be able to understand this. And you give me your sari, I'll sit here wearing your sari. See, for giving pleasure to Krishna, these people can go to any extent. Any extent. So at this point of time, Subal wore the sari and he sat there. And Srimati Radharani, she wore the dhoti, kurta, turban and all that of Subal. And then she held the calf and she went out. And Srimati Radharani is speaking in the voice of Subal. And Jatila is asking, Mil gaya? And here, Sri Radha as Subal, she's saying, yes, see, I've got. Chalo, niklo yahan se, bhavo yahan se. And then she left, she ran. She went to Radha Kund, she met Krishna. And Krishna was very happy, looking in different attire. Now the question comes, what will happen to Subal? वो साड़ी पहन के बैठा है वहां. So at that time, all the Sakhis, they were going out to do Surya Puja at Surya Kund. So all the Sakhis were going. So Jatila, she called out, Radha, you're not going out today to worship Surya? All your Sakhis are going. And from inside a voice came, yes, I'll also go. So she came out. He came out as she. And then he also left. And he also went to Radha Kund. And now Krishna is saying, Radharani in the dress of Subal and Subal in the dress of Srimati Radharani. Everyone is laughing like anything there. So when I was reading this pastime, and I was feeling so happy just by thinking about one aspect of Rajavasis, especially the Gopas and the Sakhas and the Sakhis. They want to see Radha and Krishna together. Uske liye kuch bhi karenge wo log, kuch bhi karenge. They want to give pleasure to Srimati Radharani and Krishna. And this should be our goal of life too. Our goal of life should be giving pleasure to Radha and Krishna. Giving them pleasure or their pleasure is our life. This should be the final thing in our existence. And remember one thing, that we want to keep both of them happy together. And one point is very clear, that when we offenselessly chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, our acharyas say, Radha and Krishna come and they dance on our tongue. And when will a person dance? Only when they're happy? So when we offenselessly chant, No doubt we advance in bhakti. We will attain Shuddhanam. But more importantly, offenseless chanting gives pleasure to Radha and Krishna. This is point number one, to please them. We have to attain the state of offenseless chanting. And second one is, both our eternal mother and father, Radha and Krishna, they're hankering, when will all these fallen conditioned souls come back to us? And if we as devotees, if we preach, and if we help people to get connected to Krishna and Srimati Radharani, they're very, very happy. So every time we do any preaching endeavor, please remember, their lordships are very happy. Radha and Krishna are smiling. Therefore, devotees, they go to any extent. They extend themselves like anything. Sometimes their sleep is affected, sometimes their food timings are affected, sometimes their health goes for a toss. They're ready to go through anything just to give pleasure to Srimati Radharani and Krishna. And they know very well, if I do any preaching endeavor, they'll be very pleased. Therefore, when we are talking about Gopastami, we can remember all the Vrajavasis, especially the Sakhas and Sakhis, and all the cows, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, and just have this one thought that may someday, and we can also beg and pray to them, may someday I also get this mood, every moment, to please Srimati Radharani and Krishna. And in this way, our life as a devotee will be successful. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Again, any questions you want to ask? See, it's 10. Dot at time I stopped. Any questions? Right. Okay, so nice question. So Prabhu's question is, Gopas are not knowing that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But still, why is it that they were not stepping on Krishna's footprint on the Mother Earth? See, when you're in love with someone, the love is very deep. Naturally, you start loving and respecting every entity attached to that person. Not just the person, but everything connected to the person. And here, Gopas have so much of love for Krishna. I was reading at one place that Gopas would come back from herding the cows with Krishna in the evening. They'll go to their respective houses, freshen up, have food, and a little bit take rest. And in the middle of the night, they'll go and shout, Krishna, come, come, it's already time, we have to go out. And Mother Yashoda will come running with stick in the hand. He's sleeping. It's mid of the night. Why are you coming? And again, after a few minutes, again they'll come. Because for them, they cannot stay away from Krishna. And Mother Yashoda cannot stay away from Krishna. So these Gopas had so much of love and attachment to Krishna that anything and everything related to Krishna was very special for them. And therefore, even the footprint is very, very special for them. And therefore, there's no question of stepping on that. Yes? Yes, ma'am. Excuse for doing bhakti? Got your point. Got your point. Yes. See, first and foremost, one thing is there that any lie is adharma. Mhm. We had a class, a senior devotee was giving a class, Bhakti Vaibhav session. And I asked this question to that devotee. I said, so Prabhuji, lying for one's own sense gratification is not correct, accepted. But lying for doing bhakti, how about that? And Prabhuji said, one should speak only truth, full stop, in every situation. Yes. But now, unfortunately, those people are struggling, with the demonic people around them. The best solution is just get rid of those demonic people. I hope you got the point. Get rid of the demonic and stay with devotees. This is the point number one. You cannot. Anyways, when you serve demons at that time, anyways, you're doing pap. One more pap along with that is a lie. What to do? No, that's the point. What to do. In fact, any active one devotee was asking, Prabhu, see, nowadays the milk that we drink is himsa milk. It's not a himsa milk. So isn't it pap? So that devotee said, you going to office itself is pap. Along with that little bit, this itself is okay. It's ugra karma. But then, for those devotees who are tough time, they should be intelligent enough to handle the situation. Yes. Because our bhakti cannot stop. Bhakti cannot stop. But at the same time, we should find a permanent solution. We cannot just have patch up here and there every time. There should be a permanent solution. In fact, when it comes to me in my initial days, I used to tell at my home, I'm going for movie and then I'll go to temple. I'll say I'm going with my friends out for an outing, go to some program in some house program, whatever. But then I thought, this is not correct. I should have a permanent solution. And I revealed at home this what. And then I thought it will be difficult. Then I thought, let me join Brahmachari ashram. Finish. A permanent solution on everything. But each and every person, according to their nature, they should find a permanent solution. Yes. For those who are inclined towards Brahmachari ashram, boys, they should join Brahmachari ashram. Those who want to get married, they should marry only a devotee. And those girls, all the girls should get married, and they should marry a devotee boy who is nicely practicing bhakti. So like that, we should create a favorable situation for ourselves where all these things will go down. All these things will go down. And whenever I talk to my Grasta couples, Grasta counselees who are married, I always tell them that in the house, why there's a need of 2 donkeys, one is enough. Why both have to work? Let one work and let the other be at home and take care of devotional service, assist the other devotee in the home. I always recommend that if possible, if there is no financial crisis, Matajis can stay at home and do full-time devotional service. Like brahmacharis do full-time devotional service. They can also do full-time devotional service. So like this, we have to make a plan. First and foremost, actually it's adharma, but then what to do? I have to do something. So whatever patch up is there, that's okay. But that should be there only for some time, not for lifetime. We'll find a permanent solution. Yeah, makes sense? Anything else? Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.